Well, good evening, race fans of the internet. Welcome back to TDTV for tonight's presentation of round number 2 of season 17 of the Dirty Old Bastards 410 Sprint Car Series from the Kokomo Speedway here in beautiful Kokomo, Indiana. Of course, I'll be your main host, Mr. Ryan Williams. Joining me tonight, once again, the co-voice of not only the Talking Dirt podcast, but right here on TDTV, Mr. Matt Bridgen. Matt, how are we doing tonight? Big night here at Kokomo.
Oh yeah. This is first track we've been to now that's gonna be right up on the wall from the start, so it's gonna be a little different tonight, a little entertaining, real short track. When it moves to the bottom it gets real tight down there.
Yeah, man, it sure as heck does. As DOB, remember, we think back to week number 1, opened the season at Volusia. No, where did we open the season with you? We opened up at Volusia and at Lima Land, right? Man, it's been a long day, man. It has been a freaking long day. Working my tail off in the real life, and now here we are going to work a little bit more tonight for DOB as we get set to bring you 2 action-packed events of racing. The first of which live here from the tight little bull ring here in Kokomo, Indiana. I see about 30 cars, 32 to be exact, signed in for tonight's first round of action. Just making some last minute changes here, and we'll pull up the big board so you guys see exactly what's going on. There's Tyler Schell, currently the fastest of the bunch. Some more cars rolling to the speedway now, but Tyler Schell, Braden Eiler, the fastest two, currently on the speedway. Schell at a 10.04, Eiler at a 10.18. So a little bit of distance between your top 2 thus far. As 22 cars have taken time so far. A couple of guys on track right now. Let's see, Kyle Stoltz there in car number 80 or car number 01. John Bregman in car number 17. Harl Straker back in car 82 up against the wall there. Larry Moody back in 173. Mark Jessup in the 14 machine. Let's see, I believe Tim Sims will be in the number 26. That'll be the owner of Tim Sims. One of the sponsors for the series is Joshua Piquel, car number 33. Josh with a good-looking ride here tonight. And most of these guys towards the mid-pack as far as times are concerned. Jessup, the quickest of the cars on the track. He's currently 19th as this session comes to a close. Well, actually, I think a couple people are playing on some Tim Sims accounts. Tim Sims 9 and Tim Sims 11. I'm not exactly sure who those drivers are, but they are racing with us here tonight.
Yeah, I do see quite a few of them from time to time in the hosted sessions.
Well, I believe it's a oh gosh, I can't exactly remember. I can't exactly remember what the setup is there. If, like, he's got different accounts or simulator rigs or whatnot, but he is one of the presenting sponsors of the series. So, yeah, shout out to Tim's Sims, powered by iRacing, Tim's Dirt Track Simulators. Let me just send out a message real quick here to try and figure out exactly what's going on there. A couple guys not taking some times here. I see Casey Miller down there in the pits getting ready. Quite a few of them actually down there in the pits getting ready for a possible another practice session here before they switch it over towards qualifying.
Looks like we're going to go ahead and go to qualifying.
Yeah.
Tim's 11, Justin Z, and Casey Miller are not going to take a practice time.
You're absolutely right there, Matt. We think back to last week, 2 different winners with the 410s. Volusia dominated by Mason Hannigan, and then we flipped the script, went to Lima Land, and that one was taken to victory lane by Braden Eiler. And then Braden would actually get his first 360 win of the season on Tuesday night. Braden would have a great night. A lot of guys on the track right now. Some of the Tim Sims accounts on the track. Mark Jessup on track for qualifying. 2 laps the distance here, Matt, as we take a look at a lot of different guys that are busting them off here as your first lap times are coming in. Kevin Click, fastest. There's Tyler Shell, even quicker here, Matt.
And Casey Miller's taking the green flag on his qualifying time. Gonna choose to throw a little bit of a slider line in 1 and 2. And kind of rolls the middle in 3 and 4. And that will put him so far in 7th after his first lap. Oh, he slipped up into turn 2, or coming out of turn 2. So second lap not going to be quite as good. But decent lap with a 10.5. Puts him in 7th so far.
Yeah, decent lap there for Casey Miller. A couple of guys left, but you see there on the left-hand side of your screen the current times that we're looking at. Shell, the quickest here in qualifying so far, just faster than Miles Jansen Jr. Eiler, a close 3rd. Hannigan, a close 4th. And Aaron Daffler rounds it out. 2 cars haven't taken times. Oh, Justin Z and the Tim Sims 11 entry yet to take a time here tonight. A little bit of...
we got another one joining because I see another person down here. It says the 11 of Daniel Harrell.
Yeah, don't see Daniel on my timing just yet. But
must be just connecting.
Very possibly Daniel Harrell connecting into the server here just before the close of qualifying. We'll jump right into heat races. First heat race of the night. We'll line up now. Tyler Shell going to be on the pole here. Aaron Daffler to his outside. Dustin Griffiths inside. Row number 2. Outside him, it'll be Ernie Williams Jr. It'll be Darren Dentweiler starting off row number 3 alongside David Smeal Jr. And it's Andrew May and John Bragman on row number 4 here for Session 1, Heat 1. Matt, this one's got all the makings of a pretty good race. These guys line it up on the front straightaway. Kokomo, known for its sprint car racing. What can we expect here? I know you and I, we've run this track on the simulator in mostly late models and some street stocks here and there. But this place absolutely born and bred to be a street stock or a 410 sprint car, or just sprint car overall haven, really.
Yeah, hopefully the racing will be, pretty good because set is catered to these cars, so obviously the kind of racing it's made for, so looking for some,
Yeah, the big wide sweeping turns, expecting a lot of slide jobs here. Not a ton of banking here at Kokomo, but we'll see how the cookie crumbles off of turn number 4. Tyler Shell on the loud pedal. We're underway for heat race number 1. 10 laps the distance as Shell and Daffler already trading shots. You see a couple of cars that went down to the bottom. Dustin Griffiths from his great starting position. He's already at the back here. Might be trying to get used to this setup. Griffiths not working for him so far. As there you see Shell into turns 3 and 4. Into the wall. Everybody checks up behind him here, Matt.
Ernie Williams trying to hold on to a third position as David Smill gets around him. And he gets into the wall pretty hard. Now Andrew May is right on his tail.
Yeah, as we look at that, there's a battle right now for the race lead. Shell holds it. Daffler wants it as he tried to get in there. 6 laps to go here from Kokomo here in heat race number 1. Daffler into the wall in turns 1 and 2. Down into turns 3 and 4. Daffler into the wall again. Will Schmiel and Williams be able to take advantage? Here comes on the bottom, Double D, making it happen. That's Darren Detweiler in the 3D machine. 5 laps to go here, Matt.
Williams still just barely able to hold on to that position for now, but Detweiler and Andrew May, they are hot on his tail. Go back up to the lead. It's Tyler Shell all day long. Easy cruising from here.
Yeah, 1.7 second advantage with 3 laps to go. Make it 2 as Shell crosses the line and it turns 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway he goes, jumping back to the battle for second and third. Detweiler now into the third spot over Williams. Made the slider work. Now Double D back to the top shelf as he will get a slider thrown at him. Williams takes the spot back. Now Detweiler back to the bottom. Puts Williams back to the 4th spot. Checkered flag flies. It will be Tyler Schell taking it out of turn number 4. Aaron Daffler 2nd. Ernie Williams Jr. takes down that 3rd spot. And Detweiler comes home 4th, rounding out the transfer. Schmiel, May, Griffiths, and Bragman round out the remainder of the field. What a heat race number 1 there we saw. These guys they have a lot of work to do, Matt, here, adjusting to this this setup. A lot of guys in the wall early and often in heat race number 1.
Yeah, and thankfully it's not causing wrecks like Volusia did, but at the same time, these guys preached that run the series, preached to these drivers about, you know, taking setup that they got and testing with it, getting used to it.
Right.
Kind of start to see probably who hasn't. I don't know. Maybe they have, but a few of them struggling a little bit. But man, what a race there for that 3rd position that last heat race.
100%.
Jobs for days.
Yeah, man, and like you said, it's totally up to the drivers on how much they want to test with these setups beforehand, as they're given the setups very early on. So here in heat race number 2, Jansen, Click, Chevalier, Briscoe, Szerzinski, the Tim Sims number 9 account, Shane Gallo, and Dustin Jones to take the green flag in this one, Matt. They got a lot of hype to live up to now. Heat race number 1 was absolutely spectacular, but put it on Jansen and Click. They're going to put on a show up front. Let's see who was able to take advantage of them from the back. Green flag in the air for heat number 2.
Your top 3 choosing to go to the top here is Miles Jansen into the wall a little bit, loses the lead to Kevin Click. Kevin Click now choosing to go to the bottom, but now Miles Jansen got a little bit of speed coming off of turn 2 and will reclaim the lead.
Yeah, man, that top's got a heck of a run if you can get it. Now look at Carter Chevalier slide job. Oh, Kevin Click bites the bullet. Look at the wheelie out of the 25 car. He falls all the way back to 5th outside, looking in for Kevin Click. Alex Szerzinski moves into the 3rd spot. Sean Briscoe moves in to that 4th and final transfer spot. Miles Jansen now leads us here, Matt. Behind him, Chevalier on the inside. Szerzinski on the outside, trying to stay out of the guardrail here at Kokomo. This place will widen out. It'll get a little bit easier to drive as Szerzinski takes back that 2nd spot here, coming to complete another one. 5 laps to go here in heat race number 2, Matt. Kevin Click trying to get back into a transfer spot.
Yeah, he was getting close there for a second, and then he hit the wall. Always underneath him going into turn 1. Gonna throw the slide job.
Oh, whoa!
There's a car flipping around up there.
Yeah, that was Carter Chevalier, Matt.
So now that will put Kevin Click and Sean Briscoe in transfer positions.
Yeah, I believe that was Carter Chevalier. Carter's flipping again. What in the world is going on with Carter Chevalier? Let's take it in replay mode really quickly. I just want to see exactly, what happened there. Oh, boy. Wow, yeah, you talked about it, Volusia, a week ago. These guys get up into that fence. They ride it with that big right rear tire. And up and over went Chevalier multiple times. Actually landed back on the wheels, funnily enough, and kept driving. So we didn't get a caution instantly, but now the caution does fly. Shane Gallo also, I believe, involved there in the 12 car. But up front, all Miles Jansen Jr. so far. And we're going to have a green-white checkered shootout for the finish here of heat race number 2. And the benefactor of all of that will be Kevin Click, driver back into the top 3. Sean Briscoe is back to the 4th spot, final transfer spot for this heat race number 2. As I believe, Matt, lights go out on the pace truck here.
Yeah, real unfortunate for Chevalier because he was riding in a comfortable transfer spot, but sometimes he pushed it a little too hard as the pace truck is off and Miles Jansen back on the loud pedal.
Yeah, Jansen back on the loud pedal off into 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway he goes. Szerzinski looking for a run slide job attempted, but it was met by Jansen, who ran the middle of the racetrack. Szerzinski couldn't get up in front of him here. White flag, 1 lap to go. Watch this battle for the lead. Szerzinski trying to load up a shot down the back straightaway. Keeps it high, looking to see if Jansen makes the slip, but Jansen going to win heat race number 2. Szerzynski will cross second, Click third. Sean Briscoe rounds out the top 4 going to the feature event. The Tim Sims 9 account finishes 5th, and it was taken away from me. Let's pull up these final results for heat race number 2. So again, it was Jansen, Szerzynski, Click, Briscoe going to the feature. It was the 9 account. Then it was Dustin Jones, Shane Gallo, and Carter Chevalier. In that order, the 8 cars that started this one. I believe 7 of the 8 finished. So heat race number 3 now on the racetrack. Braden Eiler, Casey Miller, Michael Sheridan, Joshua Cotton, Richie Preston, Kyle Stoltz, and then you have the 82 of Harl Streaker and the 03 of Justin Zapatansky. I think that's how you say it, Matt. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. I'm going to have to talk to this young man before our next event. I didn't have time to do it between Tuesday and tonight, but I will talk to this young man before our next event and figure out exactly how to say his last name. So, Matt, take us to a green flag. Looks like the lights are out here. Pace truck going to dip off. We're going to go racing here at Kokomo again.
Braden Eiler, he was showing some speed the last few nights we've been racing, and now he's on the loud pedal showing us the speed once again as he gets off to a great start. Single file. Ooh, second place, Casey Miller into the wall pretty hard. Casey Miller.
Yeah, and Casey Miller's falling back to the 3rd spot. Sheridan back to 2nd. Stoltz right now in 4th, but he's got Joshua Cotton to the outside. Cotton with a great run takes that 4th spot away. Now Stoltz continues to fall in the wrong direction on the inside there. A DOB, mainstay here, a veteran of the series, is Kyle Stoltz. And he continues now to ride in that 5th spot. As we got one around, there's Justin Z. He will get it back going here. We stay green for Braden Eiler. 6 laps to go here, Matt.
Richie Preston with a sweet move to get into that 4th position now. Joshua Cotton riding in the 5th position. Try to reclaim it, but he's got company with Kyle Stoltz right behind him.
Yeah, he's got company. Stoltz is able to make a run into the corners, but coming off, runs a little bit wide, gets a little bit loose there in his car, and he's losing ground now. Josh Cotton, as Josh starts working his way towards Richie Preston. There you see that number 20 car for Richie right in front of him. Still the 05 and 15-year best battle on the speedway, as there's Miller to the top shelf, Sheridan on the bottom. Michael's getting a great run off of turn number 4 as there's 2 laps to go here, Matt, for Braden Eiler.
Yeah, and he's just cruise sailing now. Unless he messes up and grabs the wall, and then he takes a checkered.
Yeah, and then he does take a checkered.
Off of 4, takes 2nd. Casey Miller 3rd. Richie Preston 4th. Joshua Cotton 5th. Harl Streaker 6th. 7th. Justin Z. Kyle Stoltz finished 8th.
So bad luck there for Kyle Stoltz as he'll drop all the way to the back in heat race number 2. Heat race number 3 here. Mason Hannigan on the point. Nicholas McGeethy outside of him. Mark Jessup on row 2 alongside Joshua Piquel. Matthew Westfall alongside Chris Roberts. Larry Moody will be alongside the Tim Sims 11 account. Still waiting on word on who exactly is in those machines so we can get you some legitimate names for those accounts. So we'll line it up here once again, Matt. Heat race number 3, 10 laps the distance. And right now only see 7 of the 8 lined up so far.
Yeah, hopefully the only person who hasn't, I'm guessing it's the Tim Sims account.
It is, yes.
In this heat race. Hopefully no internet issues going on. But he can make it in here and pick up a few spots. He's starting 8th, and looks like he missed a start because Mason Hannigan's rolling off.
Well, while they do that, Matt, we'll talk a little bit about what the current point standings look like after just one night, 2 races in that one night. Chris Roberts currently is your points leader. He's got Darren Detweiler in second, Joshua Piquel in third, Larry Moody in fourth, Braden Eiler after a bad run to start the night. Then he got a really good run and won at Lima Land. He currently rounds out the top 5. And it looks like here only about, 30 points separate your top 5. So it'll get very interesting as the season rolls on for these DOB 410 sprint cars. Of course, being broadcasted right here on TDTV all season long. Is Matt, I believe, about to come to a green flag as they fire off a turn number 4. We are racing once again at Kokomo Heat Race number 3.
And again, awesome start by Hannigan, but they were running double wide back there for the final transfer. And
They are.
Chris Roberts, again, he lives and dies by the bottom. But he's sticking his nose up under there, but he's just getting a little bit of a better run coming off the corners.
Well, both these guys had a run on Mark Jessup. Now, Piquel way up top, trying to get that run on Jessup, gets passed up by Roberts, and Piquel going the wrong way as he dives back down to the bottom. Roberts into that 4th spot, Jessup 3rd, McGeethy, Hannigan, your top 4 right now. Let's look at Matthew Westfall trying to catch up to Chris Roberts, potentially put a challenge on him for that 4th and final transfer spot. There's the DOB man himself, the leader of this series, Mr. Chris Roberts, in the 4th spot as he's catching up to Mark Jessup. Now, man, we might have a battle before this one gets said and done. Is up front, it's all Mason Hannigan.
Oh, and Mark Jessup getting loose coming off of turn 4 is going to give Chris Roberts the 3rd position. Now he's going to be battling to keep the 4th spot from Joshua Piquel.
Right, Matt, yeah. These guys already seems like they're about half throttle all the way around this racetrack as Piquel works on that 14 machine, looking for that slider opportunity. Piquel's going to have it right up in front of Jessup into the 4th spot. 2 laps remain. Look back at your race leader. There is Mason Hannigan now. Got challenged for a second, but a white flag out. Can McGeethy get him? McGeethy into the corner way too strong. So that means that Mason Hannigan going to have a clear sail all the way to the checkered flag. He'll win heat race number 3. McGeethy 2nd. Roberts and Piquel round out the top 4. Then it's Jessup, Moody, Westfall in that order. 7 cars take a checkered flag here in heat race number 3. So that gives us, I believe, one more heat race for them. Actually, Matt, no. That was
heat race number 4.
Yes, it was. It was heat race number 4. Excuse me.
Now we're going to the B feature. And in the chat, they confirmed who's in what account. They said Cody is in the 9 and Tim is in the 11.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Tim. Thank you so much, sir.
So your consolation race is going to have 16 drivers.
Right.
And they are going to be looking for the top 8.
That they are. It's David Smeal Jr., the Tim Sims 9 account, which is Cody Terry, Joshua Cotton in the 87, Mark Jessup in the 14. Row number 3, Andrew May alongside Dustin Jones. Row number 4 will be Harl Streaker in the 82, Larry Moody in the 73. Row 5, Dustin Griffiths in the 9, Shane Gallo in the 12. Row 6, Justin Zapatoxny in the number 03, and Matthew Westfall in the number 54. Following them to round out the field here, Matt, you have John Bregman in the 17 alongside Carter Chevalier, who took that nasty spill earlier. Look for him to get some redemption here. Kyle Stoltz in the 01. And Mr. Tim himself in the Tim Sims 11 account, number 26.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be some of the best racing we've seen so far. Hopefully. Everybody keeps a clear head, gives each other a little bit of room.
Oh,
And
absolutely. We're green flag racing already,
two,
Matt.
3 wide throughout the whole field so far.
Absolutely. We'll have to throw it to the big camps because you see just how hard these guys are racing. Looks like Cody getting a run there as we got a collision calamity corner number 2. As we've got a big melee of cars, big pile up down there. It's a parking lot party. 6 cars involved. Looks like, let's see here. I believe Dustin Griffiths, Dustin Jones down there. Larry Moody possibly. Justin Z, Carter Chevalier. Maybe even Harl Streaker down there. Yeah, Harls was involved. Dustin Jones. Larry off the track. Mark Jessup was involved in that one. A lot of your guys involved here in a caution on lap number 2 here in the B main event. Still a long way to go though, but David Smeal Jr. looked good on the start. Cody Terry there in the number 30 car. He looks pretty good as well. Let's see if he's able to throw a challenge in there. So I think we're going to restart here with 10 laps to go. Matthew Westfall looking good to lock in for a feature event here in session number 1. Let's see who else we got here. Kyle Stoltz already up 9 spots, Matt. He's already to 6th. Justin Z taking advantage of everybody else that was involved in that caution. Is the green flag back out here for session number 1 here in your B main. Gonna be 10 or 9 laps to go. Yep, 10 laps to go now that we've taken that green flag. You got Andrew May up on the top shelf trying to get around Cody in that number 30 machine. Shane Gallo in the 12 trying to charge towards the front as he clears Kyle Stoltz down the backstretch. Stoltz now falls to the victim to Matthew Westfall. We're 3 wide out of 4, Matt.
And right now, sitting in your final transfer spot is Justin. I was going to try it, but Justin Z.
Well, they're switching that one back and forth as caution waves once again here, Matt. So caution flag again for Mark Jessup this time, I believe. Yeah, I believe it was Mark Jessup. But yeah, caution once again here, bringing a stop to the action here in your B-main event. So not exactly what we were looking for. We made it through this one almost caution-free so far. We've had, I believe, 2 thus far on the night, but already 2 here in this B-main event. For the DOB 410 sprint cars, Dustin Jones and Larry Moody, I believe, both off the speedway. So they may be done for the evening. There's a good look at David Smeal Jr.'s number 27 car. Good looking ride there for David. A couple of the Tim Sims accounts in here. Cody Terry on Tim Sims 9 there, number 30. You'll see it as Tim Sims 9 on the big board on the left-hand side of your screen. Andrew May, good looking number 31 car. He's looking to get up there and steal this one away from that man who's on the line pedal, David Smeal Jr. as we're back. Green flag racing here at Kokomo, off into 1 and 2. Good looking line as they continue to battle behind him, Matt.
And a good battle going, almost 3 wide here for the 4th position. Live timing, not having live timing really.
Hey, don't complain. It's okay, man. That's Kyle Stoltz down there on the bottom, currently up to the 4th spot, up 11 here in the B main event as he gets up into Andrew May's territory. To the bottom goes Stoltz. May up top gets a good run. He's gonna hold that positioning going into turns 3 and 4. 3 laps to go here in your B main event. Stoltz on the bottom, able to take the spot. 2 to go for David Smeal Jr. out in front of Cody Terry as Terry gets almost up into the wall. This place wide sweeping corners, absolutely beautiful out of these sprint cars as they are mastering it so far here at Kokomo. As we're working this final lap, David Smeal into turns 3 and 4 and off of 4. Smeal will lock it in. He'll be the first one. He'll win heat race. Whoa, we got a caution. We had a couple of guys get together here. I believe that's Cody Terry and Carter Chevalier, possibly. A Chevalier now missing his lid. So that brings it into tonight's B main event. And we will pull up that timing, the finish of the timing there. So it was David Smeal Jr., Kyle Stoltz, Andrew May, Shane Gallo, Dustin Griffiths, Justin Z, John Bragman, and Joshua Cotton, all transferring over to the A main event tonight. Watching from the trailer will be Harl Streaker, Carter Chevalier, Matthew Westfall, Cody Terry, Mark Jessup, Dustin Jones, Larry Moody, and of course Mr. Tim. He did not start this event, so that brings it into the first bit of preliminary action. One more thing to go. Remember, Matt, we do a 6-card dash here, top 2 out of each heat race. Actually, I think it'll be an 8 or 10-card dash here. Should be 10, as I believe we had 5 of those their heat races. So we will look to see where the lineup is posted and get this dash underway here very, very shortly when the cars take to the speedway. Possibly going over some rules here, Matt. But so far, hey, good quick action thus far here at Kokomo. Tight little bull ring here in Kokomo, Indiana. And I'll be honest, don't have a ton of experience here. We talked about it at the head of the broadcast. Don't have a ton of experience here. But so far, so good watching these guys get up there right up against that cushion. And it's bitten a couple of guys, but those that are living and dying by the cushion right now seem to have a bit of an advantage over everybody else. Am I right about that?
I mean, yeah, as long as they can keep it out of the wall, this track is very top dominant. The only time you go to the bottoms when you're throwing a slide job, or when the top's when you just can't get out the wall, then you move to the bottom. But if you can hang it up on the top, that's exactly where you want to be. It just carries so much momentum up there, and you have, like, when you're on the bottom at this track, you kind of have to stop to turn the car.
I mean,
on that top, you're just wide open.
Well, Matt, we are seeing a couple of guys. We're seeing a couple of guys having some success in the middle of the racetrack right now. As you see there, it's already starting to slick over, so I'm not exactly sure how much longer that is going to go on. But we are seeing a couple of guys have some success down there in the middle of the racetrack. So now we got a couple that are gridding up here. There's the starting lineup getting set to take shape. Mason Hannigan, Nicholas McGeethy on track, Tyler Schell, Braden Eiler, Miles Jansen, Aaron Daffler there. Let's see. Michael Sheridan, of course. Alex Szerzynski out there. Mason Hannigan, and I believe... Let's see. 2, 4. I believe that's everybody, Matt.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Unless, no, yeah, I believe that's it.
So yeah, that should be it as Chris is going over the rules with these guys real quick before he cuts them loose for tonight's 6-lap shootout to determine what the starting lineup's going to be. And we're green flag racing into turns 1 and 2. Eiler, a good jump so far. Hannigan and Shell battle into turns 3 and 4. Shell down on the bottom. Got a line of cars behind him. There's a line of cars up top. You see McGeethy on the bottom as Shell gets it way sideways into turns number 1 and 2. He sits on the bottom trying to work around second place Mason Hannigan as Braden Eiler leaps and bounds above everybody right now. I believe we're coming to complete lap number 3 of 6 here, Matt, as Eiler currently holds down that top spot. Shell in second, Hannigan in third.
And it looks like Tyler Schell's showing us what the bottom can do here. And Mason Hannigan actually going down to join him. Like Sheridan running in the 5th position, passed by.
That's Alex Szerzynski, yeah.
Passed, excuse me.
And look at Nicholas McGeethy, big slider on Hannigan here, as we're still racing. Eiler, I believe, taking the checkered flag, so Hannigan going to lose a spot at the line to McGeethy. And so, again, it was Eiler, Shell, McGeethy, Hannigan, your top four, then Sheridan, or then Szerzinski got passed up by Sheridan there at the end. So it was Sheridan, Szerzinski, I believe Daffler, and Jansen, if I'm not mistaken, will be your top six. Let's see here if they open it up for a little bit of warm-up session, or if we're skipping straight to tonight's main event here from the beautiful Kokomo Speedway in Kokomo, Indiana. One of the best sprint car tracks in all of the land. Let me tell you, this place has some big events at it. Although it's one of those, when you talk about the iRacing tracks, Kokomo is one of those that you don't really hear a whole lot about in real life racing. The other ones you hear a ton about all the time. But Kokomo, not so much, and I kind of wonder why that is. Maybe, it's probably a lot more popular in the sprint car community than what you and I are used to, because of course we do a lot of late model following. But I'm sure that this track gets its fair shake. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, once you get out to that part of the country, late model racing's kind of not the thing modified and sprint car racing is. So
Right.
I mean, we don't hear much about it, but I'm pretty sure it's a big track, kind of like I would say Eldora, but Eldora's a big track for sprint cars too.
It's definitely not on the caliber of Eldora, but I mean, you could probably compare it to your Charlotte.
Like Charlotte.
Yeah, you could probably compare it to your Charlotte, your bigger late model venues here in the southeast where we're located.
Cherokee, Cherokee would be a good comparison.
Sure, yeah, okay, I'll take you there. I'll take the Cherokee comparison. It's semi similar in how it's thought about around the country, but here, race fans, is a good look at your starting lineup, and we'll pull up your grid to see who is leading this one to a green flag. Leading us from the point after winning the dash. It doesn't show it there, but it will be Braden Eiler. Starting second will be the number 85 of Tyler Shell. Third will be Mason Hannigan. Fourth, I believe, Matt, Alex Szerzinski. Fourth would be Nicholas McGeethy, excuse me. Fifth would then be Michael Sheridan, then Alex Szerzinski. And then it was Daffler and Jansen rounding out that dash that we just saw. It's always difficult without writing it down to remember who was there. Behind those top eight will be Ernie Williams Jr. starting 9th, Kevin Click starting 10th. Starting 11th will be the 05 of Casey Miller. Starting 12th will be the Catfish in 93. That'll be Chris Roberts out of North Carolina. As we jump back here, starting 13th will be the 3D of Darren Detweiler, Sean Briscoe, Richie Preston, Joshua Piquel, David Smeal, Kyle Stoltz, Andrew May, Shane Gallo, Dustin Griffiths, Justin Zapatansky, John Bragman, and Joshua Cotton. As Matt, we're coming to our green flag off of turn number 4. We're green flag racing here at Lima Land with the DOB 410 sprint cars.
2 and 3 wide throughout the whole field as expected at this big old wide track. Alex Szerzinski riding in the 5th position. We roll in the middle here a little bit in a caution.
A caution already. Kyle Stoltz involved in this one. As Tyler Shell, your new race leader. Let's kick it in replay mode. See exactly what happens here. Out of turn number 4, there's Stoltz battling. And Stoltz around after some contact with, I believe that was Joshua Cotton, possibly. It was one of those red cars down there. Might have been Dustin Griffiths. But either way, caution flies here on lap number 3. And we will have to restack them, repack them for a restart here. Your first caution of the night here in your feature event for the DOB 410 Sprint Cars. 35 lap feature here tonight from the Kokomo Raceway. And Braden Eiler, luckily, Matt, just by the skin of his teeth, will re-inherit the race lead for once we get back going here.
Yeah, barely got him by 0.012 seconds at the line before that caution came out. But the pace truck is going to go into the infield. Roll around to 3 and 4 and Braden Eiler on the loud pedal. Tyler Shell trying to throw a slider coming out of turn 2. Braden Eiler just has the momentum.
Absolutely. That live timing will get re-updated here in just a second. There we go. Eiler back to the front. Shell to the inside. They continue to battle for the lead. Third right now, McGeethy and Hannigan trade blow for blow. On the bottom, you see Tyler Shell continues to lead the way here. 5 laps in the books from Kokomo. Everybody back behind him. Some bouncing off the wall. Some able to keep it going the right direction. Good run so far for Tyler Shell and Braden Eiler. Those two have been trading it back and forth as we've already got a car within grasp to go a lap down here at this tiny little bull ring. It's Kyle Stoltz. Kyle pulls down to the bottom, and he looks like he'll be done for the night here as Eiler regained the race lead, and he is on a charge. But, man, 2 of the World Championship licensed drivers, the Black Bumper Brigade, out front right now here at Kokomo, Matt.
Yeah, and good racing so far. You have some of the lap cars into the wall, but they're all able to keep it straightened out. Good racing so far. You got Tyler Shell is, Eiler into the wall a little bit up on the high side, but able to keep it going straight. Now we get into a little bit of lap traffic. Tyler Shell just squeezes by that car.
Yeah, so lap traffic's here. Let's keep it focused on your race leader. There's Tyler Shell. And right there behind him is Braden Eiler. That was Mason Hannigan there, who is currently riding in the 3rd spot. Some positions being changed towards the mid-pack here as Chris Roberts in a battle. Sean Briscoe in the mix with him. Richie Preston, Joshua Paquel, and now Braden Eiler. Something happened there with the 5-car, Matt. Never mind. It just had an issue as it showed Braden Eiler falling all the way back to like the 15th spot for a second. But he's back up there. He's in 2nd right now with Shell stuck on the bottom. Perfect opportunity for Eiler.
Well, that's where Tyler Shell's been at the whole race. That's where he's fast at, so no issue for Tyler Shell so far, but Braden Eiler back up top. Now you see that speed going into turn 3. He's able to have, he is giving Tyler Shell a run for his money.
Absolutely. Eiler right there behind him. Hannigan trying to make up ground here. He's currently back in the 3rd spot. Szerzynski, McGeethy, your top 5. Daffler back to 6th now. Jansen Jr. in 7th. Kevin Klick in 8th. Ernie Williams Jr. in a battle with Darren Detweiler for that 9th spot. Detweiler takes it down the back straightaway, but Williams back to the top shelf. Going to take it in the middle of the corner. You see this great run these guys are getting into the corner, but it is not lasting as you get about halfway through, and those guys on the inside are able to get a heck of a run and take it back as Tyler Shell continues to put it on him here. But that number 5 car is not letting it go easily, Matt.
No, he's not, and as the bottom's coming in now because they're having to be easier up on the throttle up on that top side because of how slick it is. The moisture's coming out of the track, and Tyler Shell's just being able to get on the gas harder than Braden Eiler is, but still that momentum that you're carrying around that top side is still so fast. So it's a pretty even race now, as I believe Braden Eiler might have been scored with the lead there. Nope, Tyler Shell was.
Yeah, Tyler Shell still your leader. Eiler gets around him going into 3 and 4. Now down the front straight away. Eiler's got a slow car in front of him. Shell's got some distance on the bottom between he and another lap car. Braden Eiler just expertly works his way around that lap machine there, Matt. But Eiler into the wall here as he's still just off of Tyler Shell. These guys, within a tenth of a second of each other, lap after lap here. I know there's action elsewhere on the track, but this battle for the lead is so good right now that we just can't take our eyes off of it. As now Tyler Shell finally puts a lap car between he and Braden Eiler, but Eiler uncontested on the top, but into it again. Whoa, we got a big pile up on the front straightaway.
And Braden Eiler having to come to a stop, but thankfully he didn't get involved. I would have hated to have seen that after what a phenomenal run those two drivers were having just now.
What
that was amazing.
A run. Probably the best green flag run we've seen all season from these DOB 410 sprint cars. I'm not even kidding, bro. One of the best green flag runs we have seen all season long. Tyler Shell and Braden Eiler as close as it gets for the race lead so far here tonight. And then, a small pile up there on the front straightaway, right in front of your race leaders, brings out another caution here in tonight's first A main event. Again, next we go to Bristol Motor Speedway for the dirt track at Bristol. That one set to be a very exciting event. Y'all make sure to tune in for that one as well. As we get set here, I believe Pace Truck going to come around, might get the one to go to green. A couple of guys off the lead lap. Chris Roberts, the first car, one lap down. Sean Briscoe, Casey Miller, David Smeal, Andrew May, Joshua Cotton. Just a few of the other names a lap down here as we have, Matt, 11 laps remaining as we're going to take a green flag out of turn number 4.
And I'm excited to see this race between these two without the lap traffic and Tyler Shell's loud pedal. But now obviously Braden Eiler going to go to the top, Tyler Shell down to the bottom. We are racing.
We are racing. Eiler with a good run off the top makes that advantage shrink more and more for Shell. Hannigan right behind him. Mason looking good. Nicholas McGeethy up into the 4th spot here. Szerzynski falls back to 5th. Miles Jansen Jr. up on the outside. Kevin Click to his inside. Take it back up front. Shell continues to lead. He's on the bottom. Eiler on the top. Trying to work the cushion. Into the wall goes Eiler. Hannigan still 3rd. So your top 3, they've been that way all race long. And they continue to march forward here. 7 laps to go. It's Shell. It's Eiler. Who's going to have the advantage here? We're 6 to go. This time closing in on the 5 fingers from the flagman here, Matt.
Yeah, 5 laps to go. And Tyler Shell has a big lead, and Braden Eiler hard into the wall once again and again coming off of turn 4. But he is still holding on to the 2nd position with Hannigan running in 3rd.
Well, Matt,
you got Nicholas McGeethy started 8th, currently running 4th. He's looking to keep on picking up positions.
Yeah, McGeethy needs one more to get into the podium here. 3 laps to go. Keeping our eyes locked on the battle here. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. As Ernie Williams Jr. emerges into the mix. You see Click on the bottom. That's Szerzynski up top with Daffler in the middle. Szerzynski has the 5th spot right now. McGeethy in 4th. 2 laps to go. Take it back up front as Tyler Shell works into lap traffic once again. And he will take his white flag, Matt. Spectacular performance so far from driver number 85. Eiler still 2nd, but Tyler Shell into turns 3 and 4 for the very final time. Checker flag in the air here at Kokomo. It's Tyler Shell, your winner. Eiler 2nd. Hannigan will cross 3rd. And then it's now Nicholas. Who got that, Matt? Nicholas McGeethy takes it over Alex Szerzynski for 4th and 5th. What a run for McGeethy. Kevin Click 6th. Aaron Daffler 7th. Miles Jansen Jr. 8th. Michael Sheridan 9th. Rounding out the top 10 was Double D, Darren Detweiler. So good race number 1 here, Matt. Looking good so far on the night for the DOB 410 sprint cars. And we will now pull up your results for race number 1. Before we go have a word with your race winner, of course, your winner tonight was Tyler Shell in the number 85 car. 2nd was Braden Eiler. Mason Hannigan 3rd. Alex Szerzynski 4th. Nicholas McGeethy 5th. Kevin Klink, Aaron Daffler, Miles Jansen Jr., Michael Sheridan, Darren Detweiler. Round out the top 10. Then it's Ernie Williams Jr., Casey Miller, Sean Briscoe, Chris Roberts, Andrew May, David Smeal Jr., Justin Zapatoxny, Joshua Cotton. Round out the top 18. And then to round out the field, Richie Preston, 19th. Joshua Paquel, 20th. 21st, Dustin Griffiths. 22nd, Shane Gallo. 23rd, Kyle Stoltz. And rounding out the field, 24th was John Bragman. Matt, what a race. Kokomo does not disappoint tonight for the 410s for DOB.
Oh, man, for sure. Like we said, we figured there would be good racing tonight because of the track being catered to the cars that were there. So
yeah, absolutely excellent racing. And now let's head on down trackside as we have a word with feature number 1 winner Tyler Shell. He's got a 360 win to his credit on the season already, but here tonight picks it up in the 410s and he goes to victory lane. Tyler, first off, congratulations. Second off, man, everybody else trying that top and you on the bottom, absolutely killer all night long. I mean, dude, just tell me about it there. Braden tried to give you a challenge, but that bottom, absolutely bread and butter for you here tonight.
Yeah, it was it was a lot of fun to run the bottom, to pedal the car and stuff. That was a bunch of fun. It wasn't easy at all. The car kept wanting to pull wheel stands and stuff, and you had to really keep the car under you there. But yeah, me and Braden had a hell of a race. We were like feel like side by side. I looked at the standings and relative. It was like 3-4 tenths
Oh,
steady
yeah.
there for like 20 laps straight. It was, and then I saw after that last caution, I kind of didn't want it because I saw he messed up right before the caution, and I had a second lead on him, and I didn't want to go back to green and the bottom not be there anymore and kind of just get drove around. But I was lucky enough the bottom like came in even better than it was, and just able to cruise control to the win.
Yeah, man, that bottom absolutely killer. And speaking of bottoms, the bottom might come open here as we completely switch gears. Next server coming up for session number 2 tonight, the Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track. Huge, huge dirt track. I mean, dude, how are you feeling as we come to this one? This is going to be kind of intense, and I'm very, very interested to see what happens here.
Just going to the Daytona dirt tracks and hopefully to put a good qualifying lap down, and hopefully that sets the pace for the night. Don't get anything in anybody's mess, and don't create your own mess, and see where it leads.
Well, hey, we definitely will. Good luck on that one. But before we let you go, celebrate this victory here. Go ahead, shout out those sponsors who helped you get to victory lane here in session number 1 at Kokomo.
Yep, just like thank everybody that sponsored this, get it broadcast to you for broadcasting, and then I was at Sim Sports and our sponsors, One Tires, Flow Racing, Anderson Speedway, Just Logistics, Paints by Tunicam.
Hey, awesome, awesome stuff. Well, good luck in session number 2. They're trying to get Chris to switch it to Lucas Oil real quick. I hope he does it because I don't have that track yet. But we'll see you here in just a few minutes as we head to Bristol, Tyler.
Yep, see ya.
So that was race winner Tyler Shell as they work on getting session number 2 up. We'll have a word with tonight's second place finisher here in session 1, Mr. Braden Eiler. Braden is riding up to the TDTV tower. Got a copy on me, buddy?
Yep.
Man, you say yep like we talk all the time now. I mean, hey, we are starting to, Braden. Good run for you here tonight. Not exactly what you wanted, though. We got to admit that. Yeah, you come off of a win, obviously Tuesday night, but ending the 410s last week. Come off a win there. Expecting a little bit better here, but hey, living and dying by the top there. What went away for you in the closing stages of the race?
I don't think it went away. I just don't think it was ever there. The car had absolutely no side bite whatsoever. So you just run it in the corner and either hope it sticks or just prepare for it to hit the wall, because it was gonna hit the wall no matter what. 1 and 2 is about the only time that the car felt like it was sort of comfortable. But even then, you'd run it in the corner and you just felt like you were on ice skates.
Well, hey, I mean, you were able to make it work there for a while. You two got into lap traffic pretty early on, and on each other's back bumpers. You're pushing him on the outside, getting around him, going into the corner. He's able to get by on the outside or on the inside. Was there ever a thought in your mind, maybe you needed to go down to the inside and try it as well?
No, because he had just as many cars in his way as I did. So, I thought that yellow was going to help me, but apparently I need lap traffic in the equation to win, because I probably wasn't able to run my fist through a wet paper bag once that deal was in clean air. So, it was a good race by Tyler. He drove smart in the bottom. I think if that went green there through through lap traffic, that maybe we would have seen a really good finish instead of a blowout. But he definitely ran a good race down there.
Oh man, you got me. Oh, hold on. All right. Anyways, before we let you go here, preparations for Bristol here. Shout out the sponsors. Let us know who got you here, Brayden.
So I would like to say huge thanks to Chris Roberts in hopes that he makes this next race at Lucas Oil because I
Yeah,
think
what's
that's
this
what
about?
everybody wants.
What is this?
Brist-
No, I don't have Lucas Oil yet. No, no.
yeah, Bristol sucks. Bristol sucks.
Oh
Lucas
man.
Oil. The next race is gonna be Lucas Oil. You heard it here first.
Oh god.
So yeah, we're gonna be around at Lucas Oil here.
Well, if it is, they're gonna
I
have to give me a minute to buy it.
I said it, not Chris.
You said it, not Chris. All right. Well, Braden, wherever we go next, good luck to you. We hope to see you again tonight.
Yes, sir.
So, so that was Braden Aller. Let's real quick have a word with third place finisher Mr. Mason Hannigan. Mason, good run for you here, although probably not what you were wanting personally. Third place, can't be mad at it. But those two guys in front of you, absolutely lights out. Just take me through your race, man. That the lap traffic hit there halfway through, and did you think at that point you had a shot? And I mean, really, what were you seeing from your point of view?
I felt like I had a better shot to end up finishing in the infield. Yeah, I hate this place. I always hate this place. And yeah, I felt like I was gonna smash it into the fence at least 360,000 times.
Oh
so
my god.
I'm just happy to finish. Very happy to finish.
Y'all gotta take it easy on me tonight. First, I have Braden talking trash about Bristol, and now you come in here talking trash about Kokomo. Oh
Well,
my
I'll
gosh.
talk trash about Bristol too. Hey, yeah. Get it off the schedule.
So I'm not 100% sure what's about to happen. I guess. Okay, so he's doing Lucas Oil Speedway. You heard it here first, Lucas Oil Speedway.
No, he ain't. No,
Yes,
he ain't.
that's what he said, man.
It's in the chat.
That's what he said. So I guess we're going to Lucas Oil. Mason, before the session gets set up, go ahead and shout out the sponsors for tonight's third place run at Kokomo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is lying hard right now, but I'm gonna thank Black Diamond Motorsports, all them boys, Tim Sims, UDTV, Velocity Race Designs, and I can't thank everybody except for Chris tonight because he's just this is just unbelievable. Now he's trying to trick us into this.
Oh god.
Psh, what a guy! What a guy! But yeah, no, we can't thank Chris for putting on the league. It's fun. And can't thank you guys for broadcasting. And I'm gonna go have me some fun here at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, the half-mile dirt track at Bristol. Let's have some fun.
The freight train half mile. Yep, I'd agree with that.
The Daytona of dirt, baby. Here we go.
Yes,
It's
sir.
Bristol, baby.
Woo!
All right,
Let's
Mason.
go.
Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
So, of course, that was your top three for our first session here at Kokomo. Ladies and gentlemen, go take a minute to do a little stretch or two, do some jumping jacks, get the blood flowing back in your system, grab you some popcorn, snacks, a drink, whatever it takes to get you through this next portion of the broadcast. But Talking Dirt TV will be right back. Do not go anywhere. Well, rejoining you here live on TDTV. The switcheroo was pulled again. Chris Roberts, we went back to Bristol. It's Bristol, baby, with round number 2, session number 2 of the 17th season for the DOB 410 Sprint Cars. And once again, I'm your host, Mr. Ryan Williams, as we come back to you after the world's fastest sim lane ride to beautiful Bristol, Tennessee. And for the first time since TDTV took over for DOB, I am still joined for session 2 by the co-voice of TDTV, Mr. Matt Pridgeon.
Howdy, y'all.
Matt is on session 2 for the first time ever, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for this second round of the night.
Yeah, we had such good race, and we got it done. The first race done pretty quick, so hopefully I don't have to leave in the middle of this race, but we'll see.
We shall see, as session number 1 of practice is over. Hannigan quickest so far at a time of 13.44. Robert second quick. I believe Andrew May third out of group number 1. Here's group 2 rolling on to the speedway now. As you got Nicholas McGeethy, Matt Althoff, excuse me, Sean Briscoe, Kyle Stoltz, Matthew Westfall out there, the Tim Sims 11 account, which is Mr. Tim himself, Double D, Darren Detweiler in the 3D. There's Nicholas McGeethy there, and there it is also Alex Szerzynski in the number 23. While this second practice session is warming up to get going, I want to remind you guys that the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series is live on TDTV, brought to you by Forrest Wegge, the I-55 lawyer in Missouri, by Wicked Brands Incorporated, by Wicked Cushion Esports. It's also brought to you in part by Jay-Z Photography. That's Jeremy Zarfos Photography. It's also brought to you by Design Metal Art, some beautiful custom trophies that will be presented at the end of this DOB season, by Super Clean, as well as Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, powered by iRacing. And, of course, TDTV is brought to you by the Talkin' Dirt podcast, every Thursday, wherever you find your favorite podcast, your weekly racing podcast. Sean Briscoe up to second quick so far. Darren Detweiler is fourth quick. Alex Szerzynski 7th. Matt Althoff, Nicholas McGeethy 9th and 10th right now, Matt. So some quick guys here in group number 2.
Yeah, and these guys are getting upwards to almost 150 miles an hour on this track, these 410 sprint cars, which is, for a dirt car, pretty insanely fast.
And we do have to remember, in real life, the sprint cars are cutting about the same speeds here at Bristol. This place, bad fast to the bone, I tell you.
With McGeethy decided to slide it into the pit wall.
Yeah,
he's the car off the track.
He's showing his pleasure for it being Bristol and not Lucas Oil. Yeah, that was a big switch to the things. Whenever all of a sudden I start seeing in the Discord chat for the series people shouting that they want Lucas Oil Speedway, and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even have it yet. So that almost threw me for an entire loop.
And then Chris,
he played into it.
He fooled everybody and said Lucas Oil Speedway going up, and then said, oh, my bad. I misspelled. It's Bristol, baby.
Yeah, man. He played everybody for a fool.
Yeah, he sure got me. I'm not gonna lie.
So here is Braden Eiler there in the Wicked Brands number 5. Joshua Piquel on track in car number 33. See Design Metal Art on the side of that. Methanol Mafia for the 33 of Joshua Piquel. Shane Gallo, the unsponsored number 12 car. Miles Jansen Jr. there in his number 35. Good looking car for him. Kevin Klick in the 25 as we get a green flag here on this session. The 39 will be Dustin Jones, with Cody Terry still in the Tim Sims 9 account there. As we look in on some times here, Click up into the top 17. Gallo takes that away from him. Miles Jansen Jr. even quicker. As we'll ride with Joshua Piquel for a lap here. And keep an eye on that 33 car. He is bad fast right now.
Brandon Aller going to jump into the 11th position with a 13.604.
Yeah, we're riding on the hood of Braden Eiler's car right now. You see, whoa, a little squirrely into the wall for Eiler as I put it on his hood as Joshua Piquel goes up into the outside wall. But we're still riding on board with Braden Eiler here in practice. Driver out of Pittsburgh, Indiana. No, Braden's out of Pennsylvania, actually, I believe.
Yep, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Mason Hannigan from Pittsburgh, Indiana. Get those two confused all the time, trust me. As Braden Eiler ends out his session here. Here is Shane Gallo's front view as well. So that does it for, I believe, session number 2 so far. Or session number 3, excuse me, for some hot laps. Ernie Williams Jr., Tyler Schell, Richie Preston, Stephen Hill, Brad Lamberson, Carter Chevalier, Brett Strickler, Randy Shreves, all on the speedway now for this final group of hot laps. So up over 30 cars once again here, Matt. Looking good so far for these DOB 410 sprint cars.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the entries tab on iRacing Street. Looking at all the different regions that everybody's from. I'm seeing a lot of people from Pennsylvania, Illinois. It says Midwest. A couple of Ohio. There's only one Carolina.
And that is Chris Roberts.
So a lot of different regions these people are from.
Yeah, Chris out of North Carolina. Formerly, he's from up north, moved down to North Carolina not too long ago, but a pleasure seeing him and talking to him earlier in the year, him asking me to do this series. Brett Strickler currently the 12th quickest there in car number 38. Whoa, up into the 27 here in practice. Luckily, it's just a simulator. You can get a brand new race car.
Yeah, you sure can. That is one good thing about iRacing.
There's Tyler
You don't
Schell
have
in
to
the
pay
80.
for the damages.
Exactly, Matt. There's Tyler Schell in the 85 cars. He closes out practice here at the dirt track at the Bristol Motor Speedway. 32 drivers are clocked in and ready to go. Ready to do some work here at the dirt track in Bristol, as that will close out practice. Mason Hannigan, the fastest in practice, 13.44 his lap time. Detweiler second, McGeethy third, Briscoe, Roberts, May, Szerzynski, Sheridan, Jessup, and Altoff round out the top 10 after your practice session. And again, just to show you here, we're at the big Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track. Is the, I guess, the track outline I'm not going to show here, but a half mile for a dirt track, absolutely one of the biggest half miles in the game. You talk about Knoxville, you talk about Eldora being half miles, nowhere near the monster that Bristol Motor Speedway is, and we are about to we're about to see just why it is called that, just why it is, you know, considered that way. This place, an absolute monster. It's not the Monster Mile by any means, but it is a monster in its own right, and we're going to see why here, as I believe we get set to do a little bit of qualifying, as there's your white and then your checkered on your practice session for the evening, as we're going to reset the big board here and get ready for some qualifying, as we're going to keep an eye on a couple of your faster guys that are going to be some of the first out here for qualifying. Matt, there's Braden Eiler, the number 5 car. Let's take a look now at Tyler Schell as he pulls out as well. But again, Tyler winner in race number 1. Let's see what kind of lap time he's able to pull out of that 85. Oh, resets already. So Tyler didn't like it. Let's see what Braden's got cooking here as he takes his green flag for lap number 1. Braden into turns 3 and 4 here in that number 5 car down the front straightaway. Not as fast as Kevin Click on lap 1. Actually, yes, he is. He's a little bit quicker Eiler to the top spot. Strickler second. Detweiler third. Here comes Hannigan in there for a good lap time for Mason Hannigan. Now down the back straight on lap number 2. The Pittsburgh, Indiana native there in car number 22 down the front straightaway. And he will fall a couple of spots back to 4th for Mason Hannigan. Brent Strickler in the 38, now the fastest car here. Andrew May done with lap number 2. He's 3rd quick. Tyler Schell now to the top spot in car number 85. After the reset there, Tyler Schell able to cut a quick one here. He'll go fastest overall. Let's take a look back now at Alex Szerzynski, who's working lap number 1. Or lap number 2, excuse me. Is Szerzynski 27th on his first lap, having some internet issues. Ernie Williams Jr. done with his laps. Now Joshua Piquel, one of the final guys to take a time here as he works into turns 1 and 2 on lap number 1. Down the back straightaway for the Design Metal Alert number 33. Into turns 3 and 4 here at Bristol. Nice and smooth on the bottom for Joshua Piquel. Let's see where he falls after lap number 1. 22nd for driver 33. Needs to pick it up just a hair here on lap number 2. As, oh man, halfway through lap number 2 for Piquel, and it was ruined as the session advances. Remember, only 2 minutes to get your qualifying time in there. Piquel a little bit late. So that grids up heat race number 1, Matt. We got Tyler Schell on the point, Andrew May outside, Richie Preston, row 2 alongside Chris Roberts. Row 3 is the Tim Sims 11, which is Mr. Tim himself, and Stephen Hill alongside in 6th. Starting 7th will be the 17 of John Bregman, and 8th will be the Tim Sims 9 account, which is, I believe that was Cody. So a bunch of good drivers here in heat race number 1 that is already about ready to roll off for the start of this heat race.
Yeah, and I don't have much experience with sprint cars here, whether it be watching or racing, so I'm kind of curious to see how the racing's gonna go.
Hey, you and I both, buddy. I'm excited, and I'm nervous at the same time because you never know what kind of racing this place is going to provide. These guys were complaining earlier that it's just going to be one lane and a chugga choo choo all the way around, but green flag flies here for heat race number 1. 8 laps the distance. Tyler Schell on the loud pedal right behind him. We're looking down on it. Andrew May, Richie Preston. Battle for that 2nd spot. Roberts into 4th, and Chris got a run as he looks to the bottom, now to the top on Preston. Chris Roberts stuck in the 4th spot as top 4 will transfer to the A-Man event. And already, Matt, yep, chugga, waiting on the choo-choo.
Yeah, and there's some funny chats going on through the text chat down here on the screen. Yeah, everybody's pretty much single filed out. Chris Roberts still riding in the 4th position, right on Richie Preston, waiting for him to slip up. It's like Stephen Hill's waiting for Chris Roberts to slip up.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe a little bit of searching going on right here, trying to travel up a little bit.
Really looks like Preston and Roberts playing cat and mouse with each other. As Preston will go high, Roberts will go low, then Roberts will go high, Preston will go low. As they're going to do it once again here as we complete another one. Going to be 3 laps to go, 5 laps in the books for your race leader, Tyler Schell. Andrew May still 2nd. May made a mistake. Preston's trying to take advantage of it. And now Chris Roberts reels him in a good bit here. But still, yeah, man, single file so far at Bristol. No cautions. May 2nd, Preston 3rd, Roberts rounding out the transfer spot, coming to a white flag this time.
And Tim Sims 11 account, which I believe is Tim, right?
Yeah.
Fortunately, out of the race, didn't see what happened here.
Well, Tyler Schell wins heat race number 1, May 2nd, Preston 3rd, Roberts 4th. And they will jump straight into heat race number 2. But real quick, let's go ahead and show you your finishing order for heat race number 1. It was Schell, May, Preston, Roberts to the feature. Hill, the Tim Sims 9 account, which was Cody Terry. and John Bragman round out your top 7, with Tim not getting a finish in this heat race. Coming up, heat race number 2 to the staging lanes. Nicholas McGeethy, Sean Briscoe, Randy Shreves, Justin Zapatoxny, Shane Gallo alongside Joshua Paquel. Then it's Matthew Westfall and Miles Jansen Jr. on cars make it to the grid. And they will pull it off here. And this, you see the lights already out on the iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck.
Yeah, and thankfully we have the 1 to green button to go in here, so usually it takes a while, and they put 2 caution laps out, so we're gonna see Nicholas McGeethy lead us to green flag. He's waiting for it. Now he's on the loud pedal.
Well, Nick does just that. McGeethy, quick lead over Briscoe on the outside. Now right down behind him. Back towards the back, a bit of a shuffle. 35 of Jansen trying to get around Randy Shreves for the spot. Paquel right behind him. Joshua Paquel currently 6th. Jansen 5th. 1 spot out of a transfer. There's Randy Shreves currently in the transfer spot. So we've already completed 1. 7 laps to go here as these guys trying to make that outside work. It works for Jansen. He's into 4th.
And able to use the track widening out to his advantage there and jump up into the transfer spot. Now, Joshua Paquel going to try to work on the 54 of Matthew Westfall.
Well, that's the 56 of Randy Shreves, in fact. Shreves currently in 5th. Paquel holds down that 6th spot. Now Josh to the bottom as they go down the front straightaway. 4 laps to go. Paquel to the bottom of Shreves. Tries a bit of a slider. Not enough momentum to make it stick. Briscoe up front battling with Zapatoxny as Justin trying to look up underneath them. Nothing doing as Sean Briscoe holds it down. And Miles Jansen Jr. with a bit of a run here to the top shelf as he tries to make pressure on Justin Z. As these your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, they are under a blanket right now, Matt. Pretty good race. Aside from most of it being single file, looks like a good old-fashioned Sumter Speedway shootout right now.
Yeah, Miles Jansen up into the 3rd position. He's able to find some grip on the track these other guys can.
As
He's moving up pretty good. I mean, he started in the 8th position. Now he's running 3rd, so he's up into the 36 of Sean Briscoe. And now we have a little bit of pile up as Zapatoxny is falling back to the, I believe,
he fell all the way back to 7th as Nicholas McGeethy wins heat race number 2 there, Matt. So let's clear up some of what happened there. McGeethy wins. Jansen is scored 2nd at the finish. Paquel 3rd. Briscoe rounds out the top 4 going to the feature event. Randy Shreves, Matthew Westfall, Justin Zapatoxny, and Shane Gallo round out the field here in heat race number 2. Here comes heat race number 3 to the grid. It'll be Brett Strickler on the point in the 38 car. Mason Hannigan representing Black Diamond Motorsports in the number 22 to his outside. Row 2, it'll be Double D Darren Detweiler in 3D. Brad Lamberson in 27. Row number 3, it'll be Mark Jessup in now 24. I believe still 14 on the car, though. Larry Moody in 73. And row number 4, on the inside, it'll be the 91 out of the great state of Ohio, Mr. Ernie Williams Jr., and to his outside, Harls Streaker in car number 82, part of Streaker Brothers Racing. So now, Matt, here comes heat race number 3. Green flag in the air. We're racing down into turns 1 and 2. Let's see if anybody able to learn anything out of heat race number 2 as we see him kind of stretching out a little bit.
Yeah, Brad Lamberson trying that way up top line so far, getting the momentum coming off the corner, nose to nose with Detweiler going into turn 1. They're double wide for second position as well, or for the lead as well.
Well, yeah, Mason Hannigan got a bit of a run on the bottom there. He'll take the lead down the front straightaway. 6 laps now remain. As Strickler trying to get some momentum off the top. He's going to pull in right behind Hannigan. Going to stick to the top shelf. Detweiler in 3rd. Insert Double D into the conversation for a heat race win. Still 3 cars under a blanket at the front here. Hannigan has the advantage as he's going to be fanned right behind him by those 2 drivers, Strickler and Detweiler. Lamberson holding down the 4th and final transfer spot. Ernie Williams Jr. in 5th. Mark Jessup in 6th. But let's take the cameras back up front where Mason Hannigan stretches out his race lead, Matt.
And Ernie Williams in a good position right now to take over this final transfer spot, and so is Mark Jessup. They are both right there on waiting for him to make a mistake, or
well, here
he's trying to
here comes the move.
Slider.
Yeah, here comes the move. Matt Williams to the bottom. Slide job from Ernie Williams. Up in front of the number 27 of Lamberson. 2 laps to go. Williams going to hold down the spot. Lamberson does not try to retaliate with a crossover. Back up front, Strickler and Detweiler battle for second. Detweiler now to the spot right behind Mason Hannigan. So Darren Detweiler up 1 spot. Hannigan up 1 spot. Ernie Williams Jr. up 3 into a transfer spot here as we taking the white flag into 3. Mason Hannigan, buttery smooth. He'll win heat race number 3. Detweiler second. Strickler third. Williams Jr. rounds out the top 4 going to tonight's feature event, Matt.
And another good race. It's not really a track starting to slick off a little bit. We're getting a little more 2-wide racing. People, searching for different lines and stuff, see what's faster, and working out for some people, and some people, I guess, is not.
So here comes our 4th and I believe final heat race of the night. It'll be Carter Chevalier, Braden Eiler, Kyle Stoltz, Kevin Click, Matt Altoff, Michael Sheridan, and your final row, Alex Szerzynski in 23, Dustin Jones in 39, as those guys lining it up down there in the pit road as the pace truck will lead them out. And the 1 to go button will be pressed, and we will go green flag racing off of turn number 4, Matt. A lot of hype to live up to. 3 great heat races so far, given that it is Bristol. What are we expecting here from heat race number 4? These guys about as even a bunch as it gets. Expect Braden Aller to try and make some big moves quick here, but Carter Chevalier, from the point we saw him be good early in his heat race at Kokomo before getting into that wall, so he's got to hold off Eiler here for 8 laps at Bristol.
And he's in a good position to do it as well.
Everybody looking to get that jump. Look at, oh, wow.
And now he's on the loud pedal. Kevin Click, fantastic start with Kyle Stoltz, but Click going to go to the inside of Stoltz.
We've already got a slider for the lead here, Matt.
Slider for the lead?
Yeah, slider for the lead. Eiler to it.
Braden Eiler going to get past him coming off of turn 2 and be in the lead.
That he is. Stoltz in 3rd. Sheridan and Click battle for the 4th spot. Kevin Click holds it down on the top of the momentum, getting him home here tonight as he will continue to ride in that 4th and final transfer spot. Sheridan, Szerzynski up into the wall, just about out. Alex Szerzynski running a much different line than everybody else. Watch him for a lap or 2 here. He'll arc it in very high and then take the car down the racetrack. I saw him do it in qualifying, seeing him do it again here. Watch him in turns 3 and 4. He'll get all the way up to the wall and then ride down off the wall. But unfortunately, not really working for driver 23 right now. But everybody's still right there together. As Click looks low, Sheridan a run to the top as he will head into turns 3 and 4. As everybody, man, you can't separate these guys with a knife right now, except for Braden Eiler. Half-second advantage for car number 5.
A little bit of contact between Kevin Click and Michael Sheridan. But I like to call that line that Szerzynski's running either cutting the corners off or a reverse slider line.
Sometimes well, it's almost like a reverse diamond.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, that's another one too.
Yeah, and here you see battle for second still Stoltz and Chevalier. As that's the premier battle we're watching right now. But we have taken the white flag. There's your race leader and presumable winner, Braden Eiler, as he goes into 3 off of 4, smooth as butter. He will win heat race number 4. Chevalier holds off for second. Stoltz holds on to 3rd, and Click holds on to that final transfer spot in 4th. Sheridan, Szerzynski, Althoff, and Jones will have to try it from the B main event. Which, speaking of, we have the B main gridded up now, and it will be led to green by Stephen Hill in the number 127. Outside him, it'll be Randy Shreves in the 56, Brad Lamberson in the 27, alongside Michael Sheridan in the 15 in row number 2. Row number 3, it'll be, I believe, Cody Terry in the number 14, Matthew Westfall in the number 64. Or the number 54, excuse me, for Matthew Westfall. Mark Jessup will drive number 24. Alex Rzinski will be in number 23. John Bregman will be alongside Justin Zapatoxny on row number 5. That's the 17 and 03 cars. Larry Moody in the 73 rolls off from the 11th spot. Matt Althoff rolls off from the 12th spot. A couple more cars here in this B main event. It'll be Mr. Tim himself in the number 21. Shane Gallo in the number 12, starting 14th. 15th, Harl Streaker, 16th. Final starter here in B main. It'll be Dustin Jones in car number 39, Matt.
And it's all shaping up to be a good consolation race here. Again, same as the last race. Top 8 goes to the feature.
That's,
We have, again, 16 cars lined up and ready to roll.
Exactly right here. So good car counts tonight for the 410s. Even though it is Bristol, baby. These guys ready to put on a show here. I believe it's going to be a 10-lap B-main. Yep, I had to pull it up there to make sure. We'll go ahead and pull this up because they are getting set to take the green flag out of turn number 4. Stephen Hill will lead us to it. Randy Shreves to his outside. A lot of Class A licensed guys in here. Matt, funnily enough, though, 2 rookie class guys in here must have done what I did, just ran hosted races, because they two rookie class drivers. Very interesting to see if they're able to make this one again. That's Matthew Westfall and the Tim Sims 11 account. Both are rookie class drivers. Green flag out of turn number 4. We are underway. It is in fact a 12-lap B main event.
Had 12 laps to decide the rest of the field. We are 3 wide for, I believe it's 5th position, maybe?
Yeah, 3
Sixth
wide,
position.
4th, 5th, 6th. Everybody is going crazy right now as we cycle the cameras. Whoa, trouble. John Bregman around. Let's see if this will bring out caution. John will get down to the bottom, and yep, caution flag will wave. So unfortunate, there's John Bregman gets tangled up in the mid-pack, bringing out caution number 1 here in your B-main event. So far, it's Hill, Sheridan, Lamberson, Westfall, Szerzinski, Cody Terry, Matt Althoff, Larry Moody, your top 8 right now. Larry, a guy that, Matt, I got to talk to him after a 410 race last Thursday night. I think you were in here, actually. An older age driver in here mixing it up with these young guns here with DOB, and he is absolutely putting on a killer show out of Missouri for Mr. Larry Moody, currently riding in the 8th spot, trying to make his second main event of the night. But back up front, all Stephen Hill so far, just a couple of laps in here of the 12. You are watching the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series live on Talking Dirt TV, brought to you by Talking Dirt Podcast.
And Larry Moody and Matt Althoff able to avoid the wreck we had, or when those cars were 3 wide and got together a little bit. Mark Jessup pulling off the track and to the garage. Not sure what's going on. Having a few people disconnect. Sure exactly what's going on.
Well, maybe they were chugging too long and they didn't want to choo anymore. We'll see how it goes for the rest of this one, albeit what it has been so far. Some good racing from the Bristol Motor Speedway dirt track as the lights go out here on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Has been since the jump for dirt, and it continues to be for time to come. Stephen Hill on the point here in the number 37, or in the number 27, excuse me. Getting these numbers all kinds of wrong here tonight. Michael Sheridan behind him in 15. Brad Lamberson there in 27. 54, Matthew Westfall. And 23, Alex Szerzinski. Your top 5 as we come back to a green flag out of turn number 4. As soon as that Chevy Silverado pace truck gets off the track, he's going to hit that loud pedal. The skinny goes down, and we're back green flag racing. What a jump for Stephen Hill, Matt.
And he's off to a good start. Look back through the field, and Szerzynski trying to get underneath the floor of Matthew Westfall for fourth position. Able to make the bottom move just a little bit, but Matthew Westfall has the momentum coming off of the corners.
Absolutely. As you see that Szerzynski fighting the wheel on the bottom there, not exactly what you want, as he was all over the place, a little loosey-goosey. Now back to the bottom of the 54. Needs to throw a slider in there, trying to get above him. And Szerzynski back to that reverse slider line. Up on the top. This time stays on the top. Doesn't cut back down to the bottom. As we complete another one. 6 laps to go here in this B-main event. Currently, Sheridan now your leader. Matt, we missed it. Lead change. Michael Sheridan over Stephen Hill. Brad Lamberson third. And then there's the side-by-side battle for fourth.
And Larry Moody and Matt Altoff having a good run, but Larry Moody able to gain the position, and Matt Altoff is now riding in the 8th final transfer spot with Justin Zapatoxny right on his tail.
And shutting the cameras back to Justin Z there, right behind Matt Altoff. Moody up in front of him into the 7th spot. Good run for him. Terry trying to catch up to Westfall. Szerzynski's gotten around him, trying to catch Lamberson. And now second place might be a battle soon. There's your race leader out by 0.7 seconds over the 127 of Stephen Hill. And here we go. Here comes Szerzynski again. Alec has gotten a lot faster since we started. The reverse slider there to the bottom of the 27.
Yeah, he sure is rolling the bottom now, and
White
trying to
flag.
make his way around. White, one to go. It looks like Michael Sheridan's just going to get a easy B-main win here.
And Michael Sheridan on a Sunday stroll out front. He will come off of turn number 4 and win your B-main event. Let's look at this battle for second. It's Hill, and guess what, Matt? Szerzynski gets it done at the line. He will finish third. Lamberson fourth. Westfall rounds out your top 5. Pulling up the rest of the field here. Of course, it was Sheridan getting the win here in the B-main. Hill second, Szerzynski third, Lamberson fourth, Westfall fifth. Cody Terry comes home 6th. He'll get into the show. Larry Moody 7th. Matt Altoff 8th. And that was your final transfer to the big show here tonight at Bristol. Justin Z comes home 9th. Then it was Mr. Timmy himself coming home 10th from Tim Sims, representing his Tim's Dirt Track iRacing Simulators. They're in that number 21 car, finishing 10th. Harl Streaker finishes 11th. Dustin Jones finishes 12th. 13th went to Randy Shreves. 14th went to Mark Jessup. 15th went to Shane Gallo. And rounding out the field, 17th, John Bragman. Matt, we're set up now for your 8-car, 6-lap shootout to determine who will be the top 8 for the start of tonight's main event here for Bristol. I believe that one will be a 30-lap main event.
30 laps indeed, and I believe don't they draw for the starting position or do they just go straight top 8?
Well, they draw for the starting position in the dash, yes.
Okay.
So we'll have to see how they line up here, waiting for that's why you guys see the pause in the action right now. That's race director Chris Roberts going over the redraw. Just in case you guys watching at home were not aware. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in here to Talking Dirt TV as we work through session number 2 here at the Dirt Track at Bristol. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a live broadcasted event here from TDTV. Also thinking about doing some other cool stuff in the future. I'll let you guys know that very, very soon. Again, this broadcast of the DOB 410 Sprint Cars on TDTV brought to you by Wicked Brands Incorporated. Also in part by Wicked Cushion Esports, by Jay-Z Photography, by Design Metal Art. Also brought to you by Forrest Waggy, the I-55 lawyer in Missouri. Super clean, as well as Tim's Dirt Track Simulators, powered by iRacing. As your 6-car dash, or your 8-car dash, lined up now, and they have redrawn for all the spots. You see Darren Detweiler goes to the point. Green flag out of turn number 4. Jansen to his outside. So Detweiler leads us into turns 1 and 2. Here, Matt, behind him, Jansen. McGeethy back there as he makes contact with Shell. Tyler Shell all over the speedway. No bueno for Tyler Shell. Carter Chevalier had an issue as well. As these guys making quick work of some cars here in the dash. Detweiler, Jansen still on track. Mason Hannigan on track still in the 22. Nicholas McGeethy and Carter Chevalier, I believe, now missing Braden Eiler and Tyler Shell, and one more car down there. I believe it's that 31 machine. Those guys, I guess, electing not to finish the dash here tonight. 6 laps the distance, as we're already halfway through it. Darren Detweiler is your leader.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure how the positions follow after that, but
Well, right now it's Detweiler, Jansen, Hannigan. Jansen and Hannigan are in a battle, and then it's Chevalier and McGeethy. Actually, yeah, no, it's McGeethy, Chevalier. Those two battling for position as well, as Chevalier gets around him on the outside. But still watching this battle for second. Jansen able to get back around him for now, but Hannigan trying to load back up a shot. Darren Detweiler leading all by his lonesome right now, Matt, as he looks to put the 15 a lap down. And that, yeah, he's taking his checkered flag as well. So that's the end of lap number 6. So it was Detweiler, Jansen, Hannigan, McGeethy, Chevalier, and then the 2 that did not finish, or the 3 that did not finish: Braden Eiler, Tyler Shell, and the number 31 car of who is that? Gosh, Andrew May. Yep, Andrew May not finishing this one as well, Matt.
yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, it's not a bad thing at the same time, because I mean, hey, the worst you can start after that dash is 8th. So I mean, why not go ahead and give it your all?
Well, absolutely,
Yeah,
as
nothing to lose.
the session, I believe, about to get kicked forward here as we close out night number 2 of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series here on DDTV. With one last 30-lap main event, this time from the dirt track at the Bristol Motor Speedway. And somebody at the end of the night is going to be yelling, "It's Bristol, baby!" And we are excited to hear it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in so far. Matt, got to kill a couple of seconds here. Some really good-looking drivers in this main event. If this track were to widen out, I'm really excited to see what kind of racing Bristol may, in fact, be able to provide.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a good one and a fun one to watch, and I'm sure fun to drive for the drivers. After that last race, we had a lot of good, clean green flag runs going, and this track's a lot bigger, a lot wider. So hopefully we have the same thing.
You think
this
it's
race.
wider? I don't think it's wider than Kokomo.
Well, the straightaways are wider.
Okay,
The
sure,
turns
yeah.
maybe not necessarily, but the straightaways are a lot wider.
You're definitely right there. This place, amazing to watch in real life. Not quite the dirt nationals. Year 1 for the Bristol Dirt Nationals in real life were kind of Year 2 was a lot better. We'll see if they do it again for year number 3. But here we go on the virtual Bristol Motor Speedway. Your main event set to take the track, and here they come, race fans. It is time to put on a show here at the Bristol Motor Speedway, as Darren Detweiler going to lead us off from the pole after winning the dash. I know this thing right here a little bit screwed up, so actually, let's see if we can do it this way. I believe I can do it this way, and it'll look a lot better. There we go. Darren Detweiler will be your point man. Miles Jansen Jr. will roll off second. Still not exactly right. Yeah, Mason Hannigan will roll off third. Carter Chevalier fourth. Nicholas McGeethy will be fifth. Braden Eiler, Tyler Shell, 6th and 7th. Andrew May will roll off from the 8th spot. Back to 9th, it'll be Richie Preston. 10th will be Joshua Piquel. 11th will be Chris Roberts. I believe, let's see, 13th should be Ernie Williams, or 12th should be Ernie Williams Jr. 13th will be Kyle Stoltz. Michael Sheridan alongside Sean Briscoe. Kevin Click alongside Alex Rzinski to the outside, Stephen Hill to the outside of Matthew Westfall, and then it'll be Brad Lamberson, Larry Moody, Cody Terry, Matt Altoff, and Brett Strickler as we take a green flag out of turn number 4 here, Matt.
And a good jump by Detweiler. But Mason Hannigan on the bottom.
Yeah, Hannigan timed him up pretty good there, didn't he?
And he got up real close to him, and Jansen not too far behind him too.
3 wide throughout the field right now here at Bristol. Not what we were expecting as they now go back 2 wide. 85 of Shell just about into Chevalier. As now Tyler will get a little bit loosey-goosey there in the 85. Brendan Eiler back down to the bottom. Currently rides in the 5th spot. Top 3 right now. Miles Jansen Jr., Darren Detweiler, Mason Hannigan. New race leader coming down the front straight away. 4 laps in the books. Gonna be next time. As we look back through the field here, Shell as, we got one losing a lot of spots. Flipping. All over the speedway. Richie Preston, Ernie Williams Jr. involved. 27, Brad Lamberson involved. Andrew May involved as well. A lot of quick race cars going to be out after this one, Matt.
Yeah, you know, you hate to see it this early on. Got 30 lap race here to a big track, but you know it happens. We'll see if they take a quick repair, or like you said, if they call it a night.
Well, let's look on with Richie Preston here, as we will catch what happened. We'll get into turns 1 and 2. Oh, we got one come down. That was the 73 into the 31. Preston gets involved from there. And then I believe 91 of Williams Jr. gets some contact. Front wing comes off of that car. Ooh, we got one flipping. 31 of May, 23 of Szerzinski involved. Other cars get into the mix as well. There's one of the Tim Sims accounts coming and getting a shot in. Oh, Larry Moody. Did he catch it? Oh, yes, he did. Larry Moody with damage as well in 73. A lot of guys involved here in an early caution at the dirt track at Bristol. Tough luck there for all involved. As I believe we're going to come around getting one to go already here, Matt.
Yeah, and old Mason Hannigan's going to be leading us to the green flag here. With 4 laps complete out of 30.
Right.
I guess they're in turn 3. The camera's up close. I can't really tell. Oh, it looks like they were in
No, they were in turn 2 coming down the back straightaway. We're about to go back to green flag racing, though. Don't you have a fear. There's a good up-close and personal look at these drivers in this field here as we're about to come back green flag racing. There goes the Pace truck off of turn number 4. Hannigan fires. We're back underway at Bristol, Matt.
And Hannigan off to a great start. Jansen going to jump up to the outside there, try to get around Detweiler, but Eiler looking inside of Jansen.
Yeah, that was Braden Eiler there in the 5 car. In the inside for 3 wide down the back straightaway. Does it get any better as Braden Eiler thought about it but didn't pull the trigger? As Detweiler and Jansen still side by side right there in front of him now. As now Eiler gets around Detweiler for the time being. Good race so far. All these guys talking trash about this racetrack, but they're putting on a spectacular show from it right now as Detweiler gets passed up by Tyler Shell. Now Detweiler back to the bottom. There goes the Double D looking to make a move. 35 on the bottom. Eiler gets a run on Miles Jansen. Jansen running the bottom right now. Slider line out of Miles Jansen. Gets right back up in front of that 5 of Braden Eiler. Eiler holds down the bottom. Jansen loosey-goosey in turns 1 and 2. Caution waves for the 91 car of Ernie Williams Jr. See if we can find him here. There's Ernie in the pits. Let's take it to the TDTV replay as I saw him on the bottom of the speedway there. See what happens exactly with the number 91 as he's just going into turns 1 and 2 here, Matt. And way loose into the slick stuff, up into the wall, and around went Ernie Williams Jr. Literally right in front of your leaders, man. It doesn't get any closer than that, as Ernie Williams Jr. brings out caution here with 22 laps remaining from the half mile here at the dirt track at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, man, what a race we had going on back there. 4 cars trying to get into the second position. They were slide jobbing, crossing over, two rows deep there for 3 or 4 laps. Just shows how good these guys can race.
A couple of early exits possibly here. Richie Preston off the speedway. Alex Szerzynski, Stephen Hill off as well. Kevin Click, Andrew May, Brett Strickler, Ernie Williams Jr. all a lap down as we sit. So Mason Hannigan looks like he's going to lead us back to a green flag. Braden Eiler, Miles Jansen Jr. Reverse that. Jansen, Eiler, Shell, Detweiler, your top 5 for the restart. Hey, not a bad night so far for Mason. A top 3 earlier. Now leading here at Bristol. 22 laps going to remain once we get back going. Good night so far as well for Miles Jansen Jr. One of those surprise guys that was in the top 5 there at Kokomo. And now in the top 2 here at Bristol. Good run for him. Look forward to seeing what he can put together here in these remaining 22 laps. But Braden Eiler came so close to a win at Kokomo. And he's got the man that beat him on his coattail. Tyler Schell in the 85 currently rides in the 4th spot. As we're coming back to a green flag out of turn number 4. There goes Hannigan. We're back underway at Bristol. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, shit.
I wonder what the call is here. Possibly a jump start on somebody. Not sure. You got your chat on, so tell me what happens there. What's the call from race control? As Hannigan looked like he got off to a clean start. Jansen, Eiler, Shell, Detweiler still your top 5 as the pace truck now catching up to the field. As we look back through here, I don't see anybody, out of place to trigger the caution there. I see Ernie Williams Jr. still in the pits. Brett Strickler Brett Strickler back on the track a lap down. Andrew May not out there. The Tim Sims account back out there as well. That's Mr. Cody Terry.
Well, I don't have the voice chat on. I just have the text chat. Nobody's typing anything.
Okay, so no update on what exactly happened there. Miles Jansen Jr. going to try and time Hannigan up a little bit better this time, though, because Mason had a heck of a restart once we were going to try and get back going. Let's see what he can do this time. As we head into turns 3 and 4 there. Has that number 22 been bad fast all night long? Back on the loud pedal is Hannigan, and we are racing once again at Bristol. 21 laps to go, Matt.
We see Hannigan on the bottom. Jansen tried the middle. Now he's up top. Brandon Allers on the slide job second.
Yeah, Eiler realized that it was go time now as he took to the top shelf, got the run, and got around Miles Jansen. Of course, Braden Eiler, part of the Black Bumper Brigade here. One of the pro quality drivers, the World Championship license on iRacing, chasing down an A license holder in Mason Hannigan. Tyler Schell, the other world-class licensed driver, as he gets up into the 35. Darren Detweiler takes advantage of it to the inside of Miles Jansen Jr., and he will slide him up and take position number 4. Jansen back to 5th. So a big change here. Jansen from 2nd to 5th in the blink of an eye as Braden Eiler now, Matt, is your race leader. Caution, flag will wave. And Matt, that one is for Brad Lamberson in the number 27 car, riding around now in a dirt midget. Let's see what happened to that 27, if it will even show us here. See, he gets out of turn number 2 into the wall and goes blank. Let's see if he pops back up. Don't really look like it, but there was a big melee, and there goes that 27 on his lid. I really wish that iRacing wouldn't take that away from us and show us exactly what happened, but nonetheless brings out a caution here with 17 laps to go from the dirt track at the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, and I wish iRacing would give you live timing.
Well, they do in their own way. They give you the iRacing timing, which was what I used to use back whenever I was doing exactly what you're doing, Matt. So, I mean, I feel your pain, but, you know, I'm sorry. So, Eiler, your current leader. Hannigan second. Shell third. Detweiler, Jansen, Chevalier, Sheridan, Piquel inside the top 10. Stoltz and McGeethy round out the top 10. Then it's Matt Westfall, Larry Moody, Sean Briscoe, Matt Aldhoff, the cars on the lead lap here. As there you see Chris Roberts in the pits as Braden Eiler goes past him. I believe we're taking our 1 to go to green this time by.
And we got a lot of big movers so far. You got people up, a few people up 10 positions. You got one person up 11.
So let's see if we can figure out just who that is here. Of course, Eiler up 3 right now. Let's see here. Michael Sheridan, big mover so far. Matt Westfall, Larry Moody. Looks like Larry Moody, your hard charger thus far. So good run for the Missouri native.
Matt Althoff is, well, he was up 11 positions.
Well, yeah, so Larry Moody, big mover so far. Green flag back in the air as we continue to work on 16 laps to go from the dirt track at Bristol. Eiler, Hannigan, Schill, your top 3, and I believe caution waves again. Trying to find him. There he is, Nicholas McGeethy, charged with the caution this time in car number 73, taken to the TDTV replay. They rewind once again. There he is with Kyle Stoltz wrapped up on the bottom. Those two just got hooked together, it looks like. Let's watch it in slow-mo. See exactly what happens. Looks like 73 and 01 racing hard, run out of real estate. And there they go, get pinched together. And all the way to the bottom of the racetrack they go, looking like dancing with the stars down there, doing the tango, as those two had to get the tow truck out to get off of each other as some cars head to the pits, including Nicholas McGeethy, who was involved in that one. So we take it back up front here. Race leader Braden Eiler for the time being, with Mason Hannigan right on his coattails, trying to take it away. Tyler Schill back into the top 3. Matt, I swear to you, if we have to talk to the same 3 drivers at the end of this one, I'm going to be perplexed. So I need somebody to make a move. Double D, make a move. Darren Detweiler, 3D, needs to make his move ASAP. Miles Jansen Jr., he was up there, man. He's got to do all he can to try and get back. What's up?
No, if you have to talk to the same 3, you just got to put it in their face of how wrong they were about the racing at Bristol.
I could do that, or I could accuse them all of cheating. Which one do you want me to do? Either way, we're going to make this a little fun. Oh, I'm feeling reckless, Matt. We're getting reckless here tonight on TDTV. Braden Eiler going to lead us back to a green flag once again here at the dirt track at Bristol. I believe not even taking the 1 to go to green yet as we come off turn number 4. As I believe here comes your 1 to go to green possibly. Yep, there it is. 1 to go to green this time as the lights go out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Good looking sponsor logos all the way around this Bristol Motor Speedway, although they will not get shout outs here on TDTV unless they start cashing that check and sending it to your boy. So Braden Eiler poised to make another restart over Hannigan and Shell as we get ready to send them back. A green flag racing here at the big half mile at the dirt track at Bristol. And here we go, Matt.
On the
Yeah.
loud pedal. He gets off to a great start.
Off and running into turns 1 and 2. Eiler, Hannigan, Shell, and back behind him, Detweiler on the bottom, trying to make some moves. Scrubs off a lot of speed, though, as Shell escapes him. Everybody on the cushion, just about 14 laps to go. As Miles Jansen Jr. tries to get a run on Detweiler. Does so, but almost into the wall. Scrubs off a lot of speed. They're riding in 5th. There's Carter Chevalier in 6th. 7th is Michael Sheridan. Josh Piquel. Caution flag waves once again. Man, oh man. This one getting interesting, to say the least. Couple of laps caution, couple of laps caution. And we put a pause to the action with 14 laps to go, Matt. And did we miss a big shakeup at the front?
Not that I see in the
No?
top
Okay, good.
7.
Live timing and scoring had Tyler Schell as the race leader, but I believe it's still going to be Braden Eiler. As Shell on the bottom here. What's going on with driver 85? Tyler Shell looks like he might be coming pit side here. Not sure what's going on with the 85. Nope, and he'll now pull up back behind. There he goes. Tyler Shell now pulls back up into his rightful 3rd position behind Eiler and Hannigan.
Yeah, he's just messing with us.
So Detweiler in 4th, Jansen in 5th, Chevalier in 6th. 7th to Sheridan, 8th to Piquel, 9th still to Westfall, and 10th still to Sean Briscoe, Larry Moody, and Cody Terry round out your lead lap cars. Matt Aldhoff there as well. Matt Aldhoff not there apparently. As we continue on here tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Lots of wrecks at Bristol, not like it was at Kokomo just a few minutes ago, as we have seen a bit of a caution fest so far. Let's see if they're able to clean it up and give us 14 more good laps of racing action. Hannigan and Shell poised to send a challenge for race leader Braden Eiler.
Yeah, I would love to see this thing go green the rest of the way.
Yeah, I'm sure you would, buddy. I'm sure you would.
I believe we got. Oh man, I think they set it to 2 laps. So I have one more caution lap. Nope, lights are off. So
Yeah, lights are out. We're going green this time. Eiler, Hannigan, Shell, Detweiler, Jansen, your top 5 for this restart here, with once again 14 laps to go. Gonna be 13 when we cross. So race fans on the edge of your seats, time to get back going green here with the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. 13 laps remain from the dirt track at Bristol. Let's take the cameras towards the mid-pack. There's Josh Piquel. There's Matt Westfall battling with Sean Briscoe. Westfall on the outside takes the spot down the back straightaway. Back side to side in turns 3 and 4. Down the front stretch they go. Give it to the 54 of Westfall. Briscoe. There's Larry Moody behind these guys. Cody Terry and Nicholas McGeethy all still on the lead lap. As there's a big 3-wide battle here. You see a lap down right now. The 25 machine of Kevin Click on the bottom. 73 on the top. That's Larry Moody. 14 in the middle. That's Cody Terry. Up in front of these guys, here's Matt Westfall still battling with Sean Briscoe. So Westfall gets a little bit loose. But those two continue their battle. Sheridan and Piquel in a battle as well for 7th. Up in front of them, Carter Chevalier in 6th. There's Miles Jansen Jr. all by his lonesome for 5th. Darren Detweiler in 4th. Tyler Shell right now riding in the 3rd spot. Hannigan in 2nd. And then it's all by his lonesome for race leader. Whoa, what happened to Braden Eiler as he comes to a stop at the top of the racetrack, Matt?
I was not watching, but that is not what you see. It's
Absolutely crazy. Still green flag here, but I want to take a rewind and see what happens with Braden Eiler. As he just continues on, he's racing down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Oh, he gets up into the wall hard. Jumped the cushion into the wall. Lots of damage on the car and just stuck it. Couldn't get off of it. So that will bring it into your race leader, Braden Eiler's night, and that gives it over to Mason Hannigan.
Yeah, Tyler Shells now sits in second. Not too far off from Mason.
Absolutely.
Find a fast line and reel him in.
Yeah, absolutely not, Matt. He can definitely try and reel him in here with 4 laps to go. The gap right now at about 0.3 of a second as they come off the corner number 4. Down the start-finish line. 3 laps to go this time. We're going to keep the cameras locked right here at the battle for the race win. Tyler Shell now inches closer. Still about 1/4 of a second between them. Cuts it down to about 0.2 of a second as they cross here. Got to make some more ground up this lap. 2 to go this time by as Hannigan goes down to the bottom to protect. Oh, boy, caution. Caution flag for Michael Sheridan, Matt.
Man, that race was getting fun there. Getting interesting.
Absolutely was. The same caution blue strike again from Kokomo. As what, just when the race is getting good, something happens, and unfortunately, it's Mr. Michael Sheridan, the person charged with it here. Let's see what happens. Sheridan there. Oh, that might not have been Michael's fault. 73 of McGeethy just shot up the racetrack into Sheridan, bringing out this caution here with 3 laps to go. Going to be a green-white checkered. Going to be 2 laps to go once we restart this race. For Mason Hannigan and Tyler Shell, Matt, still has potential to be a heck of a barn burner for a race win here at Bristol.
Yeah, with the green-white checkered, he's going to have to time it just right to be able to try to throw a slide job or something on the last lap. Shoot, even Darren Detweiler, he's in a good position. Pretty much whole top 5 is.
Well, hey man, you're absolutely right. Let's see if this racetrack can produce some good racing to close out the night. I hate to see, what happened for Braden Eiler, the definition of checking into the Heartbreak Hotel. Man, I absolutely hate it for Braden, but it gives a great opportunity for a good point tonight here for Mason Hannigan or Tyler Schill. Again, Tyler, your winner earlier on at Kokomo. We saw him double down in week 1 of the 360s. Can we see it happen again here in week 2 for the DOB 410 sprint cars? Only time will tell. We got 2 laps to find out as we head down the back straightaway looking for a restart here. Green, white, checkered to a finish with the DOB 410 sprint cars.
It's about to get real exciting here.
Well, if it's getting exciting, let's put some excitement in your voice, Matt, as we're going green flag racing off of turn number 4. Whoa, bad start for Shell.
Hannigan gets off to a big lead. And Detweiler on the top side got into the wall there a little bit.
Yeah, Shell with a terrible, terrible restart. White flag waves. Mason Hannigan looks like he's got this one wrapped up with a Christmas bow. As down the back straightaway goes the Pittsboro, Indiana native in now car number 22. Used to be in the 1-star, back in the 22, and he's still a winner with DOB as he crosses the finish line first here at Bristol. Shell second, Detweiler third, Chevalier Jansen round out the top 5 on the speedway. Imagine that, Matt. All that trash he talked about the track, and Mason Hannigan comes out here and gets it done at the dirt track at Bristol.
Yeah, exactly. They doubted it, and they put on a heck of a show for sure.
They absolutely did. As we bring up your final results of the night here. Mason Hannigan gets your win for representing Black Diamond Motorsports. Tyler Schell finishes second. Darren Detweiler third. Carter Chevalier fourth. Miles Jansen Jr. fifth. Cody Terry sixth. Joshua Piquel seventh. Larry Moody eighth. Sean Briscoe ninth. Chris Roberts in the 10th spot. Then it's Michael Sheridan, Nicholas McGeethy, Matt Westfall, Braden Eiler, Kevin Klink, Matt Althoff, Kyle Stoltz, Brad Lamberson round out the top 18, Matt. And then following these guys, Ernie Williams Jr., Brett Strickler, Andrew May, Richie Preston, Alex Rzinski, and Stephen Hill round out the field of 24. So I guess now, Matt, only a couple of things left to do here tonight. And the first of that is have our second conversation of the evening with the Indiana native, Mr. Mason Hannigan. Mason, all that trash talk, all of it, to come out here and get a win at Bristol. Hold on now, before we get this, let me get it in. It's virtual Bristol, baby. Come on. Come on,
Bristol.
man. You can't even give me the trademark. It's Bristol, baby.
No.
Oh, come on, Mason.
No.
All that trash talk for you to come out
Luck.
here. Yeah. Man,
Luck.
what in the world happened there with Braden? I saw him get into the wall there, but I mean, he just must have canned it in there for that to happen. But you take advantage of it. You get a win here. Hey, not bad.
I'll blame it on the track for him.
just to have his back.
Yeah, I'd agree. He had that race won easy, and yeah, track. I'm gonna blame it on Chris too, because he put it on the schedule.
You're gonna blame it on Chris?
I won't even blame it on Braden or the track. I'll blame it on Chris.
Well, I appreciate you for
I
at
think
least.
I think he'll appreciate that. I think he.
I appreciate you for putting the blame on somebody at least, but hey,
Just not the track, you know.
Yeah, just not the track. Well, once we leave this big half mile that you do not like for some reason, we head to another half mile here with the 410s. Well, actually 2 in a row. As next week we go to. I want to tell you what.
You gonna tell me the next 2 tracks?
I am gonna. Yeah, I am gonna tell you the next 2 tracks.
Bet. All right, bet.
All right, so we go to Knoxville and USA with the 410 series.
All right.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that idea. I like that idea.
Yeah, man. But yeah. So how are you feeling as we head there? Let's get serious for just a second, because those two, although similar challenges, also very different at the same time.
Well, we ran second at the Nationals this year, and we were decent, so I like it. And USA, we won 360, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Exactly. Hey, I agree with that sentiment. Now, one more time, Mason, shout out those sponsors. I know you get tired of doing it, but do it one more time. Make the people on the car happy.
All the boys at Black Diamond for sure. Can't thank you guys enough. Been with them for 2.5 years now, so it's been a good run. And I'll stay with them till probably the day iRacing gets shut down or bought or something, you know. But yeah, we just have a good time. And it's really fun. And can't thank them boys enough. Tim Sims, Tim Nichols, can't thank him enough either. A lot of support. UDTV, Brett Wheeler, can't thank him enough. A lot of support to BDM and Ross Carrenta at Velocity Races on. Can't thank him for the sick wraps, and especially for the whole team. The whole team has him now, so can't thank him enough. And then obviously Chris and all the boys at DOB, can't thank them enough for putting on the league. Been around it for a long time now, so thank them boys, and thank you guys for broadcasting it. And yeah, we'll be back next Thursday.
Hey, what about next Tuesday? We hope to see you next Tuesday as well. 360's back in action there. Mason, once again, congratulations. 2 top 3s and 1 win on the night. Pretty good.
Thank you.
So, of course, that was race winner Mason Hannigan. Next, we'll bring up in here round number 1 for the night. Second place here at Bristol, Tyler Schell. Tyler, what is that? You got 2 wins on the season so far if you combine both the series. But here with the 410s, looking really, really good. Now, that race at Bristol, a lot of people were talking trash before we got going, but surprisingly, good race all in all for you and everybody else involved.
Yeah, I was hoping that caution didn't come out, because I think I might have had a shot at it, but the caution came out and kind of gave him a reset, and I didn't really get a great restart, so I kind of was just sitting back there in second, just waiting for him to mess up, but he never did. So, but yeah, he deserved the win.
It absolutely did, and yeah, exactly what I was about to ask you about the late race caution. Matt and I were watching it, and we're like, yeah, this is about to get really, really good, and then that caution comes out and absolutely kills all of your momentum. But hey, man, we wrap up here tonight, a first and a second. Can't be mad about that as we head next week. 2 more half-mile tracks for the 410s in Knoxville and USA International. Of course, you were good at USA with the 360s. Might be even better in the 410s as well as Knoxville. How are you feeling as we head there?
Yep, just I think I'll be good. Just gotta be patient, stay out of people's wrecks and stuff. That's been the biggest thing, is just staying out of wrecks. I think I've had 3 podiums in both series, and then 1 race where I have 2 bad wreck, like get involved in people's stuff and just kind of lose some points there. But hey, it's a 30 race season, so 1 race shouldn't hurt you too bad.
Exactly right. Tyler, real quick before we let you go, celebrate your second place finish here at Bristol. Shout out those sponsors one more time. Who helped you get here tonight?
Yep, just like to thank everybody who puts us on, and then I was up Sim Sport, and then just more than tires, Paints by Tunica, and her got real estate, and Catch Fence Apparel.
Hey, nice shout outs there, Tyler Shell. It's almost like you practiced that a lot, buddy. Well, either way, congratulations on your win tonight and your second place finish, and we'll catch you next week as DOB rolls on.
Thank you. I'll see you Tuesday, hopefully.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So one more person here left to go tonight as we'll bring him into the booth with myself and Matt Pridgeon right now. Third place finisher breaking up the 3 from the first race, Mr. Darren Detweiler. Solid top 3. We heard a lot of trash talk about Bristol, but hey, man, y'all put on a heck of a show, and you, in fact, breaking up that top 3 that we had in the last race that looked like they were going to do it again. So first off, thank you, Darren. I was looking forward to talking to somebody different, but man, how did you feel about that one? It was a little bit of a choo-choo train, but all in all, you were able to make some passes there and a good run nonetheless.
Yeah, unfortunately, wasn't a whole lot of passing going on up front other than me getting past at first. And, the guys that I picked off was mostly because of mistakes being made, guys getting in the fence. Unfortunately, I couldn't really get around anybody, under a good, clean green flag run, but I was searching hard trying to find anything. And there in the second half of the race, I finally just settled for the slider line. It's like I can't get this thing to set on the cushion nice on entry, so I'll just slide to it and hope for the best. And I guess it was good enough. Felt the whole time like Miles was breathing down my neck, and there, I guess, toward the end, he and Carter were kind of dicing it up, so finally got a little bit of breathing room where I could think about trying to chase down Tyler and Mason, but man, they were on a rail.
Dude, they absolutely were. Tyler, Mason, Braden out there as well at times. Those 3 were absolutely on a rail, but you benefit from what happened there with Braden late on in the race to come home with the top 3 here, and then now we shift from Bristol. We keep it on the half miles, but next week we head to USA and we head to Knoxville for the double features. So I mean, hey, where's your mindset as we head to those 2 big tracks that should provide a lot of really good side by side racing?
Well, I'm actually pretty excited about getting back to Knoxville. I didn't have the greatest 410 Nationals campaign. Ended up missed my qualifying night due to we'll call it engine failure, also known as internet went out, and had to come in through hard knocks. Started in the back of the C main, made it 8th or so. Didn't quite make it into the show. Didn't make it to the B or make it into the show. So I'm excited to return there because what we saw during the Nationals was some incredible multi-lane racing at that track, and I'm excited to see these guys get back there and put on a show like that, and I'm excited to see if I can get up there and race with those guys since I didn't get the chance during the Nationals.
Well, yeah.
And
sorry.
USA is one of those I never have great luck there. The only time I ever had a good finish there that I can really remember was in a 305, and that was a couple years ago now. Anytime you put me on the gigantic tracks like that, I'm usually a little bit out to lunch. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, exactly right. We'll definitely see what happens next Thursday. But Darren, before we let you go and celebrate this 3rd place finish here at Bristol, shout out those sponsors who helped you get on the podium here tonight.
Yeah, got to give a huge thanks to Design Metal Art, Methanol Mafia Productions, Levitt Sign and Graphics, Higday Lawn Care and Landscaping, Jack L. Anderson Auto Body, and of course a huge shout out to everybody on my team, Most Wanted Motorsports. Really appreciate those guys' support and getting together and racing with them all the time.
And good shout outs there, Darren. Once again, congratulations. We'll see you as the season rolls on both next Tuesday and Thursday for some more DOB racing here on TDTV.
All right, sounds good.
So again, that was your top 3 from Bristol, and that will close out tonight's racing action for the DOB 410 Sprint Cars. We will be right back with you here in just a couple of days. Next Tuesday, the DOB 360 Sprints back in action on TDTV. And then next Thursday, the TDTV 410s from Knoxville and USA. So guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Click the notification bell so you never miss a live stream here on TDTV. And for my broadcast partner, Mr. Matt Bridgen, I have been Ryan Williams, signing off for Season 17, Episode number 2 of the DOB 410 Sprint Car Series. We'll catch you in the next one.